Good evening, Ruben.
Good evening, Ruben.
So, Ruben, give a brief introduction about yourself.
Sir, I'm Ruben Sharma. I belong to Dehradun, Uttarakhand. I did my schooling from Rashtriya Indian Military College, which is a military school. Then I did my civil engineering and pharmacy from BITS Pilani. Then I worked in Flipkart for 3 years. I'm also a national level shooter. I participated in 4 national championships. And I'm also like avid long distance runner. I have won medals at college level, long distance running.
All right, very good. What motivated you to opt for civil services as a career path?
Sir, it was my dream, like even when I was in college. Then as I was getting a good job after my degree, so I took up a job in private sector for 3 years, that is I worked in Flipkart. But after that I realized that I have touched a milestone in my life and I need to like move forward and look for something, and since childhood civil services was my dream, I thought that given my temperament and what I want in life, the job satisfaction, the kind of developmental impact I can have, civil services is more suitable.
More suitable. Can you elaborate a little more on that? How is it more suitable for you as a person and your background and your profile?
Sir, I personally feel that I'm like more calm and composed and I do well in an administrative job. And so moreover, like working at grassroots level with the people where I can directly see the impact of my work is something like which again motivates me. And so again, civil services has other benefits also, like it offers diversity of work. You get to work in multiple departments. You can influence the life of people in many ways. So, sir, given those things, I feel that I will be better able to realize my potential once I come into the civil service.
So, serving the people, better growth prospects, these are the things that motivated you?
Yes, sir, you can say that.
No such thing as working at the grassroots level. So serving the people at the grassroots, that's what motivated you. Status, perks and privileges, they don't motivate you at all? Like at all?
No, sir, I can't say they don't motivate me at all. They also have their role to play. But I won't say that they are the primary factor, like the main motivating factor, because I think after a certain point of time, it's the job satisfaction. Like from your day-to-day work, if you give your 100% in your job, how satisfied you feel by the reward you get, and I think status, perks and everything will form a small part. It won't be the primary reason.
All right. Why Haryana? You're from Dehradun. You're from Uttarakhand. Why did you choose Haryana? What's your Haryana connection? Do you have any sort of connection with Haryana?
Yes, so some connection is definitely there. My father, he worked in Yamunanagar. He has been working there in Kunal Calcium factory for past almost 10 years. So because of that, I got to visit Haryana, and I also have some relatives there. But sir, like the main reason for choosing Haryana Civil Services is that I'm like open to all I have appeared for other examinations also, be it UPSC or be it Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission. So sir, if I can get a civil administration job in any of the states, then I will consider myself lucky.
All right. You've mentioned that reading biographies and autobiographies is your hobby.
Yes, sir.
So tell me about the latest autobiography that you have read. Latest one.
So the last one I read was called Rafa. It is the autobiography of the tennis player Rafael Nadal. So he is also a kind of role model for me. Like I take a lot of inspiration from him. So that was the last one which I read. Actually, I like reread will be the more correct one because I think I read it like 3 or 4 times.
So did he have any impact on your life, Rafa Nadal?
Yes, sir, a lot definitely. Like sir, I look up to him in a lot of things. Like he always stays in the moment and he never gives up. There have been many matches where he was like about to lose, but he was able to win because of his fighting spirit. And so moreover that the kind of person he is very dignified and well behaved. Like he has never broken any racket on the court. When once he is addressing the journalist, he is very courteous. Even when some kind of provocative questions are asked to him, he replies in a very dignified manner. So the way he carries himself throughout, be as an athlete as well as a person, is something which like I also aspire to do in my life.
So you draw inspiration from him, the way he conducts himself. All right. You've mentioned that you also meditate. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So what sort of meditation practice do you follow?
So, sir, I have actually taken initiation from the Ramakrishna Mission, Ramakrishna Ashram. So, back in 2018, I took an initiation from them. So, they have given me a mantra. So, basically, I usually chant that mantra. Usually in cycles, like 108 times is one cycle. So, usually I chant in the cycles, like 2 cycles in the morning, 1 in the evening, like that. But yes, every day in the morning and the evening, I make sure that at least 1 cycle I do. So that is the main thing which I follow, just chanting the mantra which we have given.
Do you classify yourself or categorize yourself as a spiritual person?
Yes, I can say so, sir. Because I have also been following Swami Vivekananda for a long time.
So you're a spiritual person.
Right.
Generally, it is said that to succeed in this life, you have to be materialistic. You shouldn't be oriented spiritually. Materialistic orientation would be better for you and for the kind of job you're doing. And plus, you're in the civil services, so you'll be able to serve the people well if you're materially oriented. Would you agree with that view?
So I won't completely agree with that. And when I say I'm spiritual, so the main reason, the main motive of doing all these things is to have a calm mind, cool temperament, like get better understanding of myself, right? And better management of my emotions. So I think that will be definitely a plus point once I go into civil services, because I'm not saying that I want to leave this world or I don't want other material things in my life. I want them also, but in order to balance that, I also need a spiritual side where I have a calm mind, where I can think clearly and prioritize. So that the greed doesn't overtake and a balance is maintained. So I think both are needed. Even for civil services, I think a person he should also look at the material well-being of others, but once he is considering his personal life, he should be satisfied with what he has and also should have a spiritual side. That's how it is.
All right. Thanks, Ruben.
Okay, Ruben. Let's talk a bit about Haryana. So you are from Uttarakhand, basically. So do Uttarakhand and Haryana share borders?
No, sir, they don't.
They do not share. Okay. What are the bordering states of Haryana?
So Haryana is bordered by Himachal Pradesh in the northeast direction. Then Punjab towards the west. Rajasthan towards the southwest. Uttar Pradesh towards southeast. And it is also surrounded by the union territory, like it surrounds the union territory of Delhi. All the 3 sides. And then it has like Chandigarh, which is capital, is also like it touches it.
So Chandigarh is not a part of Haryana?
So sir, I think it is capital. It's a union territory also, so it's like union territory for both Punjab as well as Haryana, but yet it's a part of Haryana.
Okay. There it is. What is the state GDP of Haryana?
State. I did read it, but currently I'm unable to recall. So it was, but I would want to take again. I'm not able to recall that.
That's perfectly fine. What is the most populous city in Haryana?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. How many divisions are there?
The 6 divisions.
6 divisions. And districts?
22.
22 districts. Have you been to Haryana ever? Your father was working in Yamunanagar. So have you been ever to...
Yes, sir. I went to Yamunanagar. Then for writing my examination, I came to Panchkula. By writing my main examination. So Yamunanagar is a district which I can say I visited, like nearby places also.
Okay. Have you ever been visiting the rural area of Haryana?
So like my father's factory is also located in an area which is like, which will be like a rural area, it's not like urban. And like I have relatives in villages. So I visited there, but again, not for a long tenure, like only for 1 day or something like that. That's okay.
Okay, what is the image in your mind or your perception of rural Haryana?
So I think the people there are very hardworking. That like once I visited my uncle, the kind of lifestyle I've seen, they are very hardworking people, and the kind of diet they take is very rich. I think milk, ghee, these are certain things which almost every person like has a very you can say strong liking for, because this is what I was taught when I came there. And so there's a lot of greenery, and this is the area which I have visited. So they also live on agriculture, like even though they are working in factories like my uncle, but he also has a small farm and he also practices agriculture there. So and the kind of language also, I think it's very friendly, like the way people address each other. That's the impression I have got.
Okay. Do you see any peculiar problem or challenge before the rural Haryana?
Sir, not from what I have seen, because I have visited very less, but from what I have read, definitely there are certain challenges. Like, even though sex ratio of Haryana is improving, but then also it's like one of the lowest in India. So that is one challenge. And agriculture is also becoming stagnant. The productivity level is not going up with time, and as a result, the unemployment rate in Haryana is increasing, and which is leading to outward migration in Haryana. Like, people are moving not maybe interstate as well, but inter-district migration is definitely there, where people are moving from rural to urban areas. So these are a couple of the things to say.
हरियाणा में रोजगार की समस्या को लेके अभी हाल ही में एक रिपोर्ट आई है जिसमें रोजगार का और खासकर बेरोजगारी का डेटा प्रोवाइड किया गया है. इस रिपोर्ट के बारे में जानकारी है आपको?
नहीं सर, ये नहीं पढ़ी है मैंने.
Okay. See, you have mentioned the shooting and long distance running. Do you also pursue either of this or both of this?
The shooting is something which I continue. Like, sometimes I go and play matches. I continue to play national and state level matches even now. I didn't participate in national championships because that requires different level of training. But even at my home, sir, I have a small shooting range in an area, so sometimes I do that. And running, I do run every day, like almost some sort of physical activity I do every morning.
Okay, fair enough. Which particular event do you participate in shooting?
I'm a pistol shooter. So I participated in like 4 nationals I played in 10-meter pistol shooting. I even played 1 national in 50-meter pistol shooting. And also 25-meter pistol shooting. 2 events I played 3 nationals and also 1 medal there. But primarily like 10-meter was my main event, but I also did like 25-meter and 50-meter.
Okay. This 10-meter is rapid fire shooting?
No sir, it is 25-meter rapid fire, not in 10-meter.
Fair enough. मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि जो शूटिंग स्पोर्ट है इसमें हालांकि इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे भी खिलाड़ियों ने अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है इंक्लूडिंग द ओलंपिक मेडल ऑफ कोर्स, लेकिन अभी भी ये मास स्पोर्ट्स क्यों नहीं बन पा रहा है? ऐसा क्यों है कि एक प्रिविलेज्ड क्लास तक ही सीमित है स्पोर्ट्स, या इसको एलीट का स्पोर्ट कहा जाता है? अभी भी मास तक आउटरीच क्यों नहीं है इसकी?
सर उसमें कुछ फैक्टर्स हैं. ये पहला फैक्टर तो ये है कि एक्सपेंसिव स्पोर्ट है सर ये, क्योंकि एक पिस्टल का ही कॉस्ट 1.5 लाख रुपए तक का होता है, जो स्टार्टिंग पिस्टल होती है, जो अच्छी पिस्टल अगर आपको जो कम्पीट करने के लिए चाहिए. और आपका डेली का जो कॉस्ट आएगा एक शूटिंग रेंज में जाने का, डेली के पैलेट्स आप फायर करते हैं, टारगेट शीट आती होती है, उसका अगर आप सब कुछ कॉस्ट मिलाए तो मिनिमम आपको 10,000 का आपका एक्सपेंस आ जाता है सर. तो एक तो फर्स्ट रीजन है कि एक बैरियर तो डेफिनेटली है सर. जब मैं भी शूटिंग कर रहा हूँ तो मेरी पिस्टल ये सब कुछ मेरी कंपनी ने स्पॉन्सर करी थी इनिशियली, क्योंकि उसका मेरे लिए भी टफ था, होता हूँ आपको सपोर्ट कर पाना. तो सर एक फाइनेंशियल फैक्टर तो डेफिनेटली है जो शायद और खेलों में नहीं है, जैसे चाहे आप फुटबॉल ले या क्रिकेट ले, उसमें
इसके अलावा
एक बार कुछ ले लें. तो इसके अलावा सर एक तो उसके अलावा अगर देखा जाए तो अभी भी रूरल, अब हम सर कह सकते हैं कि रूरल एरिया से और आ रहा है, क्योंकि अगर जो इंडिया के शूटर है चाहे सौरभ चौधरी हो चाहे मधु भागे, बहुत ज्यादा फाइनेंशियली वैसे बहुत ज्यादा रिच फैमिली से नहीं आते हैं ये लोग. बट इन्होंने फिर भी एक बार आप फिफ्थ ले लें, आपको थोड़ी सी रिकग्निशन मिल जाए तो आप इसमें आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। और काफी स्कूल सब ऐसे हैं जो शूटिंग रेंज अपने स्कूल में लेके आ रहे हैं। तो सर अभी देखा जाए, इसलिए इंडिया का आप देखा जाए पूरे वर्ल्ड में जो टॉप 1-2 शूटर्स है वो इंडिया के मैक्सिमम है थ्रू द वर्ल्ड। इंडिया लाइक अ लीडर इन शूटिंग।
Fair enough. So you talk about solution as well. Fair enough. I want to ask that कल 26 जनवरी है और गणतंत्र दिवस है, उसके महत्व से हम सभी वाकिफ हैं। आज 25 जनवरी का क्या महत्व है भारत के लोकतंत्र या गणतंत्र के अंदर?
वोटर्स डे आर नॉट श्योर सर, शायद वोटर्स डे आर नॉट, आई थिंक नेशनल वोटर्स डे सर होता तो आई एम नॉट एग्जैक्टली श्योर कि आज 24 से 26 जनवरी को, और सर आई वुड लाइक टेकिंग अ गेस।
It's National Voters Day. You are taking a guess.
Yes sir, मेरे को लग रहा है ऐसा कि आज होता है, बट आई एम नॉट 100% कॉन्फिडेंट।
ओके। कल एक मिडिल ईस्टर्न कंट्री से, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कंट्री से उनके राष्ट्राध्यक्ष भारत आए हैं। कौन सी कंट्री है और उनके आने का पर्पस क्या है?
सर इजिप्ट से आए हैं, और पर्पस तो सर एक नॉर्मल डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशन का है, पर एग्जैक्ट डिटेल्स का मुझे अभी तक इसके बारे में नहीं पता।
कुछ 26 जनवरी से भी रिलेशन है उनका?
हो सकता है कि वही चीज है सर, बट अभी मैंने उनके बारे में पढ़ा नहीं है।
Fair enough, fair enough. That will be all. We will be... Okay, please.
I just want to ask one last question. Your optional is philosophy, right? Philosophy को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं?
दर्शन शास्त्र।
ओके, तो पश्चिमी दर्शन शास्त्र और पूर्वी दर्शन शास्त्र के बीच में 2 सामान्यताएं और 2 भिन्नताएं आप मुझे बताएं। 2 similarities, 2 dissimilarities.
तो सर सिमिलैरिटी ये है, दोनों ने ही इस वर्ल्ड की जो मेटाफिजिक्स और जो के बारे में और एपिस्टेमोलॉजी के बारे में दोनों ने ही बात करी है। दोनों में फर्स्ट सिमिलैरिटी तो ये है। और तो कहीं ना कहीं जो स्कूल्स है वो भी काफी सिमिलर लाइन्स पे ही रहे हैं। जैसे चाहे हमारा अद्वैत और प्लेटो का जो दर्शन शास्त्रों की सब कुछ एक ही, लाइक सबने बोला है कि सब, जैसे हमारा अद्वैत वेदांत बोलता है कि सब कुछ एक से ही बना हुआ है, तो प्लेटो ने भी ऐसा ही कुछ बोला है, तो कहीं ना कहीं और हीगल ने भी ऐसा ही बोला है। तो उसमें तो इनमें सिमिलैरिटी है। जो डिसिमिलैरिटी आएगी सर, एक रिलीजियस फिलॉसफी में डेफिनेटली डिसिमिलैरिटी है, क्योंकि काफी सारे इंडियन स्कूल्स हैं जो कर्मों में बिलीव करते हैं, पर वेस्टर्न फिलॉसफी में हमें वो नहीं मिलता देखने के लिए। उन्होंने कर्मा का कंसेप्ट भी दिया है उन्होंने, इसलिए जजमेंट डे और मीटिंग जीसस क्राइस्ट आफ्टर डेथ ऐसे कंसेप्ट दिए हैं। पर हमारे इंडियन फिलॉसफी में जहां तक कर्मा को माना गया है कि ये जीवन चलता रहेगा, तो ये सिमिलैरिटी है। और उनका सर सोल और इन सब को लेकर जितना ज्यादा डीप इंडियन फिलॉसफी है, कहीं ना कहीं वेस्टर्न फिलॉसफी उतना डीप नहीं गया है। उन्होंने मतलब बेसिकली सिर्फ वर्ल्ड, इसके कॉम्पोजिशन ही कैसे बताया, हाउ इट इज रिलेटेड टू गॉड, इन सब पर वो कन्फाइन रहा है। और जहां तक इंडियन फिलॉसफी है, वो सोल, कैसे सोल माइग्रेट करता है, क्या क्यों रिबर्थ होता है, इन सब फेजेस में वो ज्यादा डीप गया है।
क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि पश्चिमी दर्शन ज्यादा सेक्युलर है और पूर्वी दर्शन कम सेक्युलर है, ज्यादा रिलीजियस है? कैन वी से दैट? क्या कह सकते हैं हम ऐसा?
तो ऐसा कहना तो ठीक नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हमारा पूर्वी दर्शन भी काफी सेक्युलर है, उसको तो बाद में रिलीजन के ऊपर बांटा गया है। क्योंकि अगर आप अद्वैत को देखें तो उन्होंने तो सब मनुष्य को एक ही बताया है, तो उन्होंने तो कहीं एक धर्म जाति की बात करी ही नहीं है। और भी अगर हम योग फिलॉसफी या सांख्य है, किसी को भी देखें तो उन्होंने तो पुरुष प्रकृति मतलब मनुष्यों की बात की, उन्होंने किसी को भी किसी भी ग्रुप में या किसी में भी विभाजित नहीं किया। तो ये तो हम नहीं कह सकते कि वो सेक्युलर है। तो सर बाद में जैसे जैसे समाज बनता गया, उस उसके हिसाब से रिलीजन का अलग अलग रोल आया, पर उसमें फिलॉसफी के वाइज देखा जाए तो आई थिंक दोनों ही इक्वली सेक्युलर रही है, और हमारा राज्य शास्त्र शायद ज्यादा एकता में विश्वास रखता है.
All right. Thank you so much, Ruben. What I want you to do is that please stay online. We'll be back with your feedback in a couple of minutes, not more than that. So stay online and we'll be back in a short while, very short while. All right. How do you think how your interview went? How do you think how you have performed?
Sir, I think there was some scope for improvement. Like, I think my knowledge of Haryana can be a bit better. I was not prepared for certain questions, like these philosophy questions. Like, I was prepared about it in advance. Apart from that, the other questions I think I was able to tackle, but I think Haryana knowledge is definitely tackle.
All right. So let me tell you how we judge you, or how we judge our interview candidates. So we judge an interview candidate on 6 parameters. All right. Let me tell you about the parameters, and we'll discuss each and every parameter one by one, where you can improve, what are your strengths. We'll do a proper SWOT analysis. So there are 6 parameters that we'll talk that we judged you on. One is behavior and body language. That is non-verbal communication. There are a few things that you can change in that area. As far as those changes are concerned, they are pretty easy changes. You don't have to worry too much about them. Rest is fine. Then your personal profile. Let me tell you at the outset, your personal profile is excellent. You have a loaded list of hobbies and special skills, and those are genuine hobbies. So we have been interviewing more than 100 candidates so far, and yours is a list which has really impressed us, and I'm sure it will impress the board members as well. Then is academic knowledge, the third parameter. Your knowledge of Haryana GK, your knowledge of general studies, your knowledge of your optional. These are the areas that we assess you on. Then is verbal communication. There are a few things that you can change in that. We'll talk about that. We'll get back to it. Then the fifth parameter is intellectual and moral integrity. There were a few questions. I'll talk about it. And we can change our answers accordingly. Okay. And last is balance of judgment. We assess your answers, whether your answers are balanced or not, whether you have the skill of critical assimilation or not. We judge on these 6 parameters. So let's talk about non-verbal communication, that is behavior and body language. So as far as your behavior, your body language is concerned, it is good. It's not bad at all. The only thing that I'm worried about, and we as a team are worried about, is that you're a bit stiff. You're too serious. You don't smile at all. You haven't smiled throughout your interview except once or twice, and you have a good smile. So you should use that.
Because controlling the smile.
So you have a good smile. So use it properly, because you'll appear more pleasant and you won't look stressed, and you'll be able to hide your nervousness, because we all are nervous. But you'll be able to hide that. You'll appear more calm. Are you going to wear a tie at the day on that day? Yes, you are. And are you going to shave also?
Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good. So that's the only thing that you need to work on as far as your non-verbal communication is concerned. You were a bit stiff. So you can appear more relaxed. Smile a little. That will change everything. Smile a little, appear more relaxed. Yes, your posture is already straight. So posture should be straight, because you need to look attentive also. But be little relaxed. All right. And that can be hacked through smile. Just smile a little here and there in between. All right. Then as far as your personal profile is concerned, like I said before, it's excellent. It's brilliant. You have studied from RIMC, which is one of the prestigious military colleges. It is quite renowned. So you have studied from there. Then you have studied from Doon International School. And your hobbies are brilliant. You are a national shooting champion. You're into sports, and you're well read also. That's what I could gather from our interview. And I'm sure the board members would also gather that you're well read, well aware. You are good with your extracurriculars, and your extracurriculars are also diverse. So as far as your personal profile is concerned, I would not like to change anything. Your introduction was also good. So you did mention your personal profile was reflected in your introduction. That was good. It was short, crisp, nice. So your personal profile is something that you shouldn't change, not even an iota in that. All right. As far as academic knowledge is concerned, like you have rightly pointed out, Haryana GK is something that you are weak in, right? So that is fixable. That is not problematic at all. It would just require 1 day of your time. It will just require 1 day. You can just scroll through the Wikipedia page of Haryana. So just take a look at the states that share a border with Haryana. Share the border with Haryana, all right? Drainage system of Haryana. How many seasonal rivers go through Haryana, or perennial rivers that go through Haryana? Then Haryana GK, how did Haryana, what is the history of Haryana? What's the story behind the formation of Haryana? When was it formed? Do you know about it? When was Haryana formed? You do? Yes. You know the entire story?
Yes, sir, like the commission is formed.
Shah Commission and all. Yes. So all these things you need to revise again if you already know. If you don't know, then go through that. Just make sure that you know how many divisions Haryana has, how many subdivisions Haryana has, all these things, how many districts, most popular district, most popular city, populace I'm talking about, right? So all these facts, these trivia, this trivial information you need to be aware of, all right? So Haryana GK wala part, you can easily tackle, it's fixable. As far as current affairs are concerned and certain general awareness is concerned, we don't find any fault with that. What is expected out of you is that you have a fair bit of knowledge about current affairs and general awareness. They don't want a student or an aspirant who knows everything. I mean, they would be happy to receive such an aspirant, but then that's not possible. So you have a fair grip on that, so that is okay. One thing that we would like to change is verbal communication, and that is that initially when the question was asked to you in Hindi, you replied in English. That happened once, right? So make sure whenever the board member asks you a question in Hindi, reply in Hindi. You did do that throughout the interview, but once or twice you weren't able to do that. And it's difficult to transition also. But then let me tell you that most of the board members over there won't be comfortable in English. They themselves won't be comfortable in English. It's a mixed batch of board members, right? So some would talk to you in English. Well, that's good. You're fluent in that language. But some will talk to you in Hindi. And if you reply to them in Hindi, that would appear English, that would appear to be a bit condescending. So whenever they ask you a question in Hindi, reply in Hindi. Plain and simple, right? You're fluent in Hindi as well. We could gather that. As far as intellectual and moral integrity is concerned, well, your HCS answer was good. Your Haryana connection answer was okay. But if they ask you this specific question that you're from Uttarakhand, how can we trust you to understand the troubles of people from Haryana? Because you're from Uttarakhand, you're an outsider. How can we trust you to be a good administrator in Haryana? So in that situation, just make sure, just a second. In that situation, just make sure, don't make it about you and Haryana. Make it about Uttarakhand and Haryana. You can say that, sir, there are many similarities between Uttarakhand and Haryana. We share a common culture, we share a common religion, dominant religion. There are various similarities between Uttarakhand and Haryana. So these are just administrative divisions. I don't see much of a difference between Uttarakhand and Haryana. Certainly, Uttarakhand has certain peculiar challenges. Haryana has some of its own peculiar challenges. But I don't see much of a difference between Uttarakhand and Haryana. Just play on that. All right. So if they specifically ask you that you're an outsider, how would you understand? And they might be a bit rude also. All right. They like some of our previous students who are like in the services now, they have reported to us that many a times they were very rude. And like, as you know how Haryanvi can be, in proper Haryanvi, they just, there was this student of ours, she's ETO now. They told her, tu to corruption karegi. तू तो रहने दे, तू तो ऐसे करेगी. तो तू तड़ाक पे भी they can get to that also. Don't get disheartened, don't lose your composure, and तू तड़ाक के साथ साथ if they ask you कि तू तो बाहर से है, तू कैसे कर लेगा यहाँ पे, so don't lose your composure and just say that sir, there are a lot of similarities. In fact, similarities outweigh the dissimilarities. So I don't think I'm an outsider in that regard. All right. And plus also say that, Google it out, that there are some officers who are from Uttarakhand who are serving currently in Haryana. Just Google their names. And there are various Haryanvis who are serving in Uttarakhand. Right? So it has happened in history. So you are not doing something new. Okay, for the very first time, Haryana is receiving an administrator from Uttarakhand. So there is no problem with that. So prepare that answer if they corner you in that direction. All right. That's about it. Intellectual and moral integrity, full marks. Critical assimilation, full marks. You're an extremely strong candidate because you have experience in the private sector as well. So you bring a different skill set to the civil services aspect. So you'll be impressed with that. So your profile is brilliant. Everything is brilliant. Just smile a bit more. Don't look stressed. And this Hindi English part. That's about it. Very strong candidature you have. Very strong. All right. Baki sir would tell you more.
Sir has beautifully summarized all the assessment, and I'm in total concurrence with the sir's opinion. The thing is this, that you're very potential candidate, very promising candidate. So just smile a bit, keep calm, relax. You just go by yourself. The small correctable things you have to correct, and rest is all easy. Nothing going to stop. Now, any particular thing you want to ask us?
One thing is there, like I mentioned, meditation as taught by Ramakrishna Ashram. So should I just write meditation, or should I be very specific?
Meditation.
I want to be
Meditation.
That's it.
just meditation.
Yeah.
Taught by Ramakrishna.
If they're interested in that, they would ask you, like I asked you, right? Which kind of meditation, if they're interested. But you write meditation. Don't open more avenues for them to interrogate you on. Like if you'll write Ramakrishna Ashram meditation, or so they'll ask you questions about Ramakrishna Paramhans and all that. Don't open more avenues for them. Just write meditation and that's it. I'm sure you'll be able to answer questions on Ramakrishna Paramhans as well, Swami Vivekanand as well, since you have followed Swami Vivekanand and he's an inspirational figure for you. Nonetheless, write meditation. That's okay. If they are interested in that avenue, they'll definitely inquire about it. And just, one more thing. As far as philosophy is concerned, prepare an answer for the comparison between Western and Eastern philosophy. Prepare an answer on that. That's the most cliched question that could be asked from philosophy. And I'm sure they might ask you, if they are interested in this word philosophy, they might ask you this question. That's the most anyone can do, because it's a very basic question. So if someone sees philosophy and it catches their eye, so they would say, okay, what's the difference between Western philosophy? Hindi mein bhi pooch sakte hain, and in English also, compare Western and Eastern philosophy. Prepare a good answer for it. All right. You could have mentioned, like, for example, yes, the metaphysics aspect was correct, but you can say that the karma theory, and you mentioned, I guess, everything, but you can prepare a bit more as far as philosophy is concerned. That's about it. Yeah. Otherwise, apart from all of this, you're a brilliant candidate. Very good profile. Very excellent profile. So you should be happy about it. Stay motivated. But be confident. But don't get overconfident. There's no room for complacency, as we all know. Right? Anything you would like to ask?
One more question which you asked, like I am from Uttarakhand and serving in Haryana. So sir, in that, like, can I say that, like, I have been preparing for all inter services, that has been my aim. So I think I am prepared to serve in any state, and in Haryana, then I can elaborate, say, there are so many similarities, the language is same.
Yes,
And
yes. That would be better. Yes, I agree. You can do that. Yes, because you've been preparing for All India services as well. You've been preparing for UPSC. You're ready to serve in any state as long as it's an Indian state. So you're happy doing that. Yeah. That's a perfect answer. Anything else, Ruben?
And sir, I don't have much knowledge about the civil engineering background, like which I did degree. So
Do you know like small brief information, not much, but like we say ऊपर से. I'm not able to find an English phrase for that, but ऊपर से पता है.
So I can revise that तो मैं कर दूंगा. जैसे अभी जो current events हो रहे हैं, I'm trying to relate उनको. जैसे अभी और भी रिस्क collapse हुआ, सिंगापुर सिविल इंजीनियर वो क्यों collapse हुआ, जोशीमठ का क्राइसिस हुआ, सिविल इंजीनियर क्यों वहाँ पे लैंड सबसिडेंस हुआ.
You can do that as far as the current affairs are concerned. And one more thing, you've reminded me. We are going to be sharing with you a list of issues, very important issues that have happened, very important events that have happened in the past 1 year, like economical issues, social issues, polity related issues, IR related issues. So once we share that list with you, just make sure that you read about those issues, because those are important current burning issues. So they might ask you a question on that. But just confine your current affairs preparation to those issues only, not go beyond that. All right. So we'll be sharing a list. Just make sure that those issues, each and every issue on that list is covered thoroughly. Just do that. And your current affairs would be sorted. Just take some time out for Haryana GK. That would be sorted. And apart from that, smile a little and that's it. Nothing else is required. All right, Ruben. We're very hopeful, by the way. We're very hopeful that you will get through.
Okay.
All the very best. All the very best.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.